Admittedly, the first time I ever heard about Rocky Coleman, somebody described him as sort of a legend on campus. And since meeting Rocky, I can tell that's true through and through.
Rocky's brought a levity to the atmosphere within the department and within the college itself, never taking things overly seriously and making sure everybody's enjoying the process through which we're going through.
So one of the things I came up with a few years ago was this idea of ultimate credit on an exam. And like everybody knows what extra credit is, so you answer the question, you get some extra points on the exam. So I came up with the idea of these ultimate credit questions because there are just some things you have to know. And so I would put these on the very end of the exam, and I would tell the students, like, now this is ultimate credit. If you miss this, you fail the course.
I think that he brought compassion and passion for forestry and a completely inclusive environment. I grew up watching him interact with students and making sure that every single person was heard, and if they needed something, he was there every time.
Well, I think what's kept me here for 42 years is kind of a sense of family. It's just kind of like a second home to me, and it has been. And just really enjoyed teaching and the students.
First of all, I take after his kindness. He's really, truly such a kind person.
I think the things that have stayed the same has kind of been the cultural environment, just kind of the friendliness on campus.
To be honest, every day is pretty memorable hanging out with him. He's got great jokes every single time in class, and is just a really pleasant person to be around.
I think he kind of made a lot of students like GIS more so than they would have if they had any other teacher, because it is like an intro course that he teaches.
I think the best advice that I give to my students is, I tell them if they want to succeed, they need to show up. So, in this situation here, coming to class, engaging, doing the assignments, getting help when they need it.
Rocky brought a lot of commitment to students. I mean, so many students will look back or do look back on their time in the Warner College, and if they had Rocky in a class or at the mountain campus, he's front and center in those memories. I know, because I hear from students who tell me that.
Yes, the mountain campus is another part of my kind of sense of family and home. I taught there for 30 of the 42 years I've been here.
At one point in time, a couple of grad students and I were having a debate about whether or not there was a tree across the way, whether it was limber pine or bristlecone pine. And I figured the best thing to do would be to pop into Rocky's office. However, in actuality, he was out on a dendro walk, so I was cycling on my bike and I kind of just yelled to Rocky from afar, "What kind of tree is that tree?" And sure enough, he knew exactly which one I was talking about without even having to look at it.
I hope Rocky's future holds plenty of time in Canada and a great balance getting back with his grandkids and getting back to his pottery wheel.
I hope that he buys a van with his family and his wife.
I wish a lot of adventures, and that all of these years in retirement are as fulfilling for him as time spent with him has been fulfilling for students and his colleagues.
My hopes for Rocky's future and all the days following his retirement, I know he's talked a lot about all the different books he wants to read. It seems like he's already read so many, but I hope that he gets to read every page of every one of those books.
And I hope that he can visit the sequoias again.
I think that everyone, but students specifically, connect with him because he really wants to listen. He wants to hear what people have to say. He wants to learn from everyone. He learns from his, coworkers and his students every day. He learns from all of you. And he takes it all in. He remembers every single one of your names. I've seen students come into his office 10 years after graduation and he knows them immediately. He remembers everyone because he wants to. He wants to keep you all in his life.